Good afternoon. This is Spiritjourney, and today is Monday, July 31st, 2018. I'm doing this video. I was prompted to do this video due to an event that happened to me yesterday. I had gone out to check out some different establishments in this city, and I live in New York City. I learned of this person's work. I was just walking my dogs and I see this person with something that I like, and the person gave me the person's name, and I went on the internet and I got the person's website and I even called them. So again, that was the initial contact. But I wanted to really know what's out there as of, what other establishments, who does the best work, the location, and just how I feel. And I'm just really learning about this particular thing. And it's really not important what the product or service that I wanted done here, with this video, but that I wanted to get a particular service. And so, like anything, you want to do your research. You want to, you want to know what will be the best option for you. So I went I went first to a neighborhood store that does this particular service, and his work, the work was okay. And that was like 2 days ago. But yesterday, I said, let me go to the initial place that I was given the name of. And so I went there, took the train down there, and the business was in the Lower East Side. And I didn't feel comfortable with the place. I've been there before, in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. I used to intern there. I had 2 internships down there, so it wasn't like I was new in the area, but I haven't been there in a couple of years. But I felt a little uncomfortable, a little sad. The Lower East Side, it's an old community, and which is fine, and but it has its poverty element as well, even though it has a lot of commerce that goes on there. But you have beggars, and there was these 2 beggars that approached me, and they were 2 black men, and I felt sad. That was my initial feeling when I was approached to them. And one of them, he did ask me for money for food. And initially, I want to be upfront. Initially, I just kept on going. I don't carry money, so I wasn't going to I'm not going to hand him money because I don't carry cash. But I felt a little bad, so I turned around. I had maybe walked 20 feet away from him, and then I went back. I said, you want food? I said, there's a store right here. I'll buy you food, and I'll, let me know what you want. He said, that's okay. And, he went on, he said, bless you and everything, blah, blah, blah. He wanted the money, but he was being nice about it. And it was a nice way of him letting me know that he's not really want the food. He wants money. But, I left. And then maybe 2 minutes after that, I was approached by an even younger man. The first one he could have been in his 40s. And then the second one, he was like someone in his early teens. And he looked really out of it. His eyes are very red. He looked like he was under the influence. And I was looking for directions on my cell phone when he approached me. But I shook my head and said, no, I'm sorry. He said the same thing. He wanted money for food, and then he immediately goes into this store, this deli. But either still, so my initial experience was these 2 men, and I felt sad about it, because in New York City, it seems to be more and more homeless men or beggars, I should say, on the street. So I get to the store that I had sent out, went there to see, and immediately I felt uncomfortable. The store itself, I mean, it was clean, but it had this death element to it that I didn't like. It was like they were pushing a particular element in my face, so to speak, the atmosphere. And I felt, you don't even have to go there. Just, you have your product, let the product, sell itself, if you're that good. But, I looked around and looked at some of the books they had, but I felt like pressure on me, like something like a negative force upon me. And I said, if you're going to get a particular service done, you should always feel comfortable. Yes, hello viewers. Hello, I see that we have some viewers on now. Yes, I'm just discussing some of my experiences that I had yesterday and how it will lead up to the hashtag that I put up, the professional black male enterpriser. Yes, that's what this video is leading up to, that hashtag that I just coined the term. But so I left this establishment. I said, the work might be good, but you should feel what services you're going to get at a place, you should always feel comfortable. But I didn't feel comfortable there, and I felt like if I would go to get something done there, that I would just feel so frazzled, and what good is it if you're not going to feel comfortable? So I left the business, that particular establishment. I said, let me try somewhere else. I said, I went on the internet and I see that they have this, yes, hello, Tommy Lee. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. Yes, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. And yes, welcome to the live upstream. So, your spirit did not like it. Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I went to an establishment yesterday, and it was recommended. I saw one of the persons work there, and that's why I initially went there. But I initially first went to a neighborhood place, and the vibe seemed okay. I was neutral about it. I had a positive experience there. I met other clients there. They were getting a service done there, and they were very positive, and it was a good feel. I liked it. But I said, I really want to yes, just making CO2. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with the place that I had actually wanted to go to from a recommendation. So yeah, I just make it CO2. But yeah, I said, let me go uptown, because I saw on the internet that they had businesses that do that type of work up there. And I said, yeah, let me just check it out, So I took the train up there, and I just started walking up the strip on 125th Street, and I felt, how do you say, it looked very, the area, the parts I went, looked kind of disheveled. The storefronts I'm referring to, the storefronts looked like, some of them were closed down, and then the ones that had the establishments that did the type of work I wanted, you didn't know how to even enter. Where was the entrance? They had this, I don't know what you call it, like an advertisement. It's on this board that has these two legs, and it stands up, and you put your advertisement, and it's really sturdy, so it stands up, and on both sides of the legs you have what the thing that you're selling, but no address or anything, so you can't really see where even if I did want to go into them, where's the entryway? So again, it's about making it accessible, easily accessible, how to get to your business, that's important. So, but I eventually found some of them, the establishments that I wanted, and I found the entryway, but it looked kind of spooky. All of them had, like, in the front part of the store, they sold jewelry. This really, you would call it bling bling, bulky jewelry, poor quality. It didn't look of quality. And then beyond that, and it's a narrow store. Then if you go look beyond it, you see like something in the very back, and it had the service that I wanted to get done. So I said, oh, okay, so it's all the way in the back. So I went in, and in short, with all of them, they were relatively pleasant. None of them were rude to me, but I said to myself, wow, for me to, the type of thing I want done, it's really important to me that the place be clean. That's very important to me. And I really was, I was disappointed. But so I visited maybe 4 different establishments. And I talked to the operator of the establishment, and they were pleasant. They took their time with me and discussing, responded to my questions and everything. And then I left. But but at one point, I was, in fact, I approached these men in the street. It was a group of men talking, and I said, hey, where is such and such address? It should be right here. And they gave me the direction. Oh, yeah, it's right over there. And then he wanted to ask, he said, hey, he was selling these CDs. And this is the part that I really want to address, what prompted me to do this video. It was, the man was about, he could have been in his 30s. He was clean and everything. He was very muscular. I had I think a T-shirt on, and I had I think I initially asked for directions, and then I had to walk past them again. And I think it was at that point the tall gentleman had he put up a CD, and he wanted to get my attention. And I had initially walked past. I think that's how it happened. I walked past, and then he was saying something, and so I came back to him, and he says, if you just walk by, and people see that, no one else will come. But if you come over, and look at what I have, then others, they come by. And it was for that reason alone. I said, okay, let me give him a chance. I don't like doing commerce in the middle of the street of someone who I don't know, and so that's my initial upfront with any business. Someone who I don't know to approach me and ask me to buy something. I never do commerce like that. If someone has like a booth or something like that, you could walk over and talk to the person, what the product is, what is it made out of, whatever question you have regarding it. But either way, he puts it right up in my face, the CD, right up about 6 inches away from my face. And I didn't want to hurt the guy's feelings, and I said, it's very nice, and I gave him a pleasantry, and I said, I really wish you well on your endeavors. And then he responded, and I thought it was rude. He says, oh, you're too young for, no, he said, you're too old for me, and he's going blah, 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 blah. And then, he stopped talking, and we just separate. And I thought about it. I thought about what just transpired. Here he's an individual. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. and he's going to want to do commerce and have a dialogue with me, and he's going to say something very negative and to a woman, and to say, well, you're too old for me. So he was putting something sexual overtones, and made a judgment call. Yeah, I know I was older than him, and I know I'm older than him, and I know he's younger than me, but that's okay too, if what he's selling, a CD. Now, so that was the event that happened, but it got me thinking about my initial going outside and the begging that's going on in the street, begging with the black men. And then this one individual who has a product that he wants to sell, which was CDs, and it got me thinking. And so I wrote up, he twisted it all around. Yeah, I don't even know him. That's absolutely right, T. Lee. Exactly. You're going to approach someone and then insist they come back and then complain. He was showing me that he wasn't being a man, and not as an insult, but the fact that, hey, he was saying, if you don't come by and take a look at my product, no one else. So he doesn't have respect for his own product, and he's put it on me that I am the determinant if anyone goes and see his product. So he wasn't taking responsibility for his actions or what he said to a potential client or buyer, right? He insulted me. And I'm seeing that people in the community, some of the people in the black community don't know how to communicate effectively with others as it pertains to commerce. And so I thought that maybe I could improve the situation. If you don't know and you continue doing what you're doing and you get the same results, you're not going to have any enterprise, anything productive. So this video is to address that lack of insight. Again, I don't have a business of my own, but I thought about what he was doing and some advice as it pertains to the different things, the steps that he did that resulted him a zero sale from me. Okay, so these are some of the items that I wrote down. Okay, I have my notes here. The first one was present a professional image. So no matter what your race, nationality, religion, present a professional image. And what would be appropriate for what you're doing. You know, if you're a doctor, you're going to dress, maybe you're going to have a lab coat, you're going to have clean shoes, your clothes are going to be ironed. And as with this guy, he was someone that was selling musical CDs. So I feel you should dress clean, like you want to do commerce. Dress for commerce when there's going to be exchange of money. People want to know that they're doing business with an honest person. And so if you present yourself in a way that, yes, hi, it's Cam. Yes, I'm just getting started on the meat of what this video is about. That's entitled the hashtag, the professional black male enterpriser. And this video, again, it's not about slamming or embarrass anyone of the community, but it's about maybe correcting some of the errors that we make. Okay, so the first one, as I said, that present a professional image. And so the first thing people see is what you look like, and people make a determination. Do they want to talk to you? Do they want to approach you? Are you safe? If you know historically that people may not trust you or think that you're a criminal, all these, all these negative stereotypes. Every group has its stereotype. It could be positive or negative. But if you historically have a negative stereotype image, you want to make sure that you don't do those stereotype imagery, because that's what people see. And so that's step number one. And according to what you're selling. So I felt for him. Now, his appearance was okay. He looked clean, but his presentation of the item, okay, he needed to, so not only did he have to present himself in a professional image, but the product, he has to present that in a positive manner. And taking a CD and putting it up in my face, about 6 inches away from my face, it's not the best presentation. You don't do that. It's very disrespectful. Okay, so he needs to present himself and the item or the service in a positive manner, so people get to see the good light of this product or service. It's something that's to appeal to their senses, all their senses, especially visual. If they don't, they don't hear it. Okay, this individual, he did say it was traditional R&B music, but what's traditional to one person might be different to someone else. He should have a sample of what the product is. Isn't it when you go to a store, let's say a restaurant, don't they have what the food looks like? When you walk in a restaurant, you can smell the food, you can see what preparing the food, you see the food on people's plates when they're eating, right? So this person didn't have a sample of what the product was. He wanted me to just buy it because he was holding it in my face and want sympathy. Don't belittle yourself and think small of yourself. Think big. Yeah, I should make that's another rule. Think big about yourself. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to write that down. Yeah, think big. Yeah, these are just my notes here. Think big about yourself, about self. Definitely. See, I'm learning too as I go. But yeah, he needed to think big about himself because he's presenting the product. I don't know him. I don't know the product, what he has. But to not display what your item is or what it does or whatever is not giving information. He needed to give information. That's another rule. Give information. Yeah. He needed to give information about the product, more detail, more than just, oh, it's R&B. Why should I get his R&B music versus another R&B music? So he should have a sample of what he has, and it should be displayed on maybe a table or something. So again, about presentation, he can get a little table, put a nice cloth on top of it, and have your CDs stacked. Make sure they're not dusty. Make sure it's clean. You can get, what do you call it, a CD player, and play just tidbits of the music, so they know what the sound is. You can also give a history of himself, like maybe it was his music. Hey, I create music. I started singing at such and such age, and or I went to music school. Something that's going to add to his product, especially if you don't know him, you've never seen him before. It's giving more information about you as a person. So that was another thing. He didn't do that, or he didn't do it enough. Okay, he just said it's R&B, but he failed to really give a good presentation of the product. Okay. I also say, know your product. He needs to know his product. Okay, now he has a DVD with music on it. Does he really know his product? Well, again, that also entails about information. What information that he knows about his product. And again, if he knows his product, but people aren't buying CDs. People are downloading their music. So this was telling me that he doesn't know his product enough about how to sell it, because I don't see people buying CDs. People have their smartphones and they're listening to their music on those devices. They download their music. So that was another error he did. He did not know his product and how his product was sold. His product nowadays is being downloaded from the internet. So this individual should consider looking into how to take his product and present it so it's downloadable. So he needs maybe to get a website, and they have websites that you could start up for free. Okay, so he has research to do and in obtaining that possibly. So he needs a website to showcase his product and himself. It could give a history about who he is, why you should even buy from him, why his music. He can give more details. And to be current. See, if he had like something to give the client, the prospective person to buy his product, maybe a little flyer where they can download his music. Let's say he had a CD, but maybe he also has it downloadable. So maybe a flyer, something, or a business card that has that information, so that maybe I wasn't ready for commerce then. Maybe I was in a rush or I had an appointment, but he could have presented a business card or flyer that has that information about him, and if someone wanted to buy it later on, is it on Amazon? Where is it? Okay, so he and other people who do this could possibly consider that, doing that, and how to, put your stuff on the internet so people could see it at their leisure. New York is a very busy place, and people may not want to just sit and talk to a stranger, and they like things on their terms. And the man he seemed angry, and I see this happens a lot with some of the men out there, and in specific the Black American men and West Indian men who live in New York City. They could be handing out flyers or want people to look at their CDs, but they get angry, visibly angry at the person when they don't respond the way they do. And if you do that, you're telling me that you're not mature enough for rejection. Okay, no one likes to be rejected, but you need to be able to not take things personal. And that's another rule. See, I'm going to write that down too. Don't take things personal. Yeah, don't take things personal. That's another rule. Don't take it personal. It's nothing personal. Maybe 99% of the time, it's not personal. People are in a rush. And people New Yorkers like things on their time. When they're ready to explore a particular new thing, let them on their leisure and in their own domain look at it or experience it or taste it, whatever, on their time. Okay? Know your clients. That's another rule. Know your clients. And I write here, know your clients, and go there. Go to where the clients who would want to buy or listen to that type of music. Okay? So don't go in an area where maybe most of the people there may not be someone who listens to R&B. Go to a place where people listen to whatever type of music you play. So this saves you time, because time is your money too. Time is valuable, and if you're going to a so-called a woman that's too old for you, as he put it, why approach someone who's too old for you and present them young music? So again, he's showing that he didn't do his research, and he's wasting my time and his time. Okay, so know your clients. And the next rule is to respect. So the two really go hand in hand: respect and to know your client. See, the guy that I mentioned earlier, he wasn't showing me respect, and he didn't understand who I was as a prospective client of his. You don't tell a woman that you're too old for them, and it's not about the dating game. I wasn't there for him as a prospective mate. I was doing my own thing, and he stopped me and started having like a little pity party that no one is stopping by to look at his product, So you need to show respect. No matter what your race is, religion, nationality, if you want someone to take time and to buy from you or to have a service from you, you need to first show respect to that prospective person who may want to buy your product or have that service done. When you do that, when you don't do that, when you don't show respect, you're setting up a wall. He set up a wall so that even in the future, if let's say I want to buy a gift for someone who may listen to R&B music, I would say, okay, but now I wouldn't, because he showed me he doesn't respect people, and he didn't respect me. So a wall he put up. He initiated that wall when he did not show respect for me. And so how did he respect what about the other people that walked by? Did he do the same thing? Maybe that's what's happening. People could sense that he's not respecting their space and having a childlike response or behavior, and so they don't want to stop by to see what he has. So you need to, in any occupation, you need to respect the client. That also means that that what's being done, whether it's a service, that it be clean, that it's safe to go in. Let's say it's a restaurant, you want a clean floor, a clean table, the utensils clean, the clothing of the person initiating giving you the service. They should be clean also. They should have clean hands, clean attire. That's showing respect also for the prospective client. Okay? So there are different ways to show respect, and one of them is how you present yourself. You better be clean, because the person needs to be safe. The person who doesn't know you is going into your territory, and they're going to feel vulnerable. Let's say they're going to have let's say their hair done. Are the implements clean? Are the hands of that person, do they look clean? There are diseases out there, and in some of these areas that a lot of blacks congregate, the businesses, that a lot of them don't seem to be very health conscious in their appearance. But they have multiple people coming in and out, and that's why a lot of these areas have a high incidence of people with certain diseases. And so you start to wonder why. Well, is it clean? Are they clean? Let's say let's say it's a barber shop. Are they cleaning the buzzer? Are they really cleaning it, or are they just blowing on it, and then go on the next head? You could cross-contaminate a clean individual and they become dirty and they can get a disease. So be conscientious about those people who are coming into your establishment. You have to, especially if it's something that is going to have a skin-to-skin contact. At least I'm very particular. I like to feel that it's the person and the place, what you're sitting on or lying on, is clean. Be clean, okay? That's why also in New York City, we have these ratings on front of food establishments, different ratings, A, B, and then you could have a failing. Just start noticing, because people are complaining about the cleanliness or the lack of cleanliness of establishments. So, and people are getting sick. You have people coming from all over the world and are gathering into areas, and maybe they didn't have take a course in hygiene. When you get food licenses, you have to take an exam. But if they have their relatives that didn't take the exam, but they just, nepotism, and they don't have, they don't know how to handle food safely, they can get someone sick. They can die. Okay? So you have to respect the people coming to your establishment. Okay, let's see. Okay, my next thing is about networking. Okay, now I was thinking about that man who was selling his items, and I think what would help him if he starts networking with other people with similar products. So it would be like a support system, and find out what others are doing to improve sales. And it's always good to know that that you're not alone. So I think that the people of the black men should somehow network together and think of a way how they can get their product out in a safe and a professional manner that will increase visibility, and people stop buying. So I think that networking is really important these days. And some people might say, well, you don't have a lot of money, but there's social media, and you could start a website. Their website you can do for free. It's like a template. And some website you can start up for free. So that's another option. And again, you could network through the internet. And maybe you could have meetups. That's very important. You got to know who else is in your business and network with each other, help each other out. Let's say someone's in this part of town, but someone is over there, they want it done over there. Hey, I know someone who's over there. And you can refer to them, your buddy that's in another location that they want to do business at, and vice versa. So you need to network. You need to know about each other and support each other. Support each other emotionally, information. Again, it's about knowing your product. Hey, how are people selling their music these days? Are they, if he did his homework, he would have known that that's not the way to go with CDs. No one's walking around in New York City with a CD player. I have not seen it for about, I think, 2005. I haven't seen people walking around with a CD player. So this is saying something. The importance of networking with people who are interested in the same occupation, and start maybe an organization. I think part of the problem, like some of the businesses I went to yesterday, part of the problem I think was that some of them had a a past. They might have been in jail or prison, and so some things they're not able to do. So I'm adding this to the story because it might mean that you have to initiate changes of laws that are at present. I think a lot of black men have been railroaded, and some of them have been falsely arrested, falsely became felons, and once you get certain things on your record, you're not allowed to do certain things. But here now you're out among civilians, and no one will hire you. But you want to sell a product, and in this case, let's say CDs with music on it. But you're not able to get a certain business account. Let's say a vendor, a vendor's license, or getting a vendor's check, business account from a bank. Maybe the laws prevent you from getting those things. And I think that's what happens a lot of times with people who have done felons or certain types of criminality, that certain opportunities are closed to them. So, and this is where the networking comes in. Now you're in a dilemma, okay? And again, something else that I noticed that shows me that there's a dilemma, and this is another reason why I'm doing this video. Now, those establishments that I went to yesterday, these establishments were in someone else's business. It's like they're subleasing from the major leaseholder, and you're all the way in the back. And the primary leaseholder was someone from another country. But yet, you as an American, a black American, have to sublease from someone who probably just arrived in the U.S. They may not be able to speak English that well. Excuse me. They're selling products that really are questionable of its quality, but they're pushing this in your black community. But yet you're getting almost like a hand, like you're beneath them. You are an American citizen, but yet you're not of the supremacy of the market there. You're the sub-marketer, and that should tell you something. You are being pushed out of your own domain. When you have to go and a newcomer into this country who has a business, but yet, that doesn't make sense. That should alarm you. That should alarm you when you go into these neighborhoods. And in my case, I went to 125th Street, and seeing all these people from other countries, and again, there's nothing wrong being from another country. It's not this video is not about being anti-immigration, nothing like that. This is about empowerment of the native-born black family, the native-born black man, and here he is getting seconds in his own country, and he doesn't have his own shop, his own lease, but it's like maybe subleasing from another leaseholder, and it's situated all the way in the back. Why present yourself that way? Again, this is I'm really serious about this. It should alarm you, and I think if you get a group of you who are faced with this same dilemma, and to write a letter, to talk to your representative, someone in office, and say, hey, I'm here, I'm a native born, and I can't get a lease for establishing my own business. I have to go to a foreigner and borrow from the space from them. I want my own domain, my own spot to do business. Something that's affordable, but something that's yours, that you are the primary leaseholder or owner of that building. And discuss this. You guys need to come together and discuss why this is the case. And, I've mentioned in one of my commentaries that I recently wrote a typed letter to President Trump about situations that are happening to the black family and the black veteran, such as myself. I'm a veteran. And there were other concerns, and it was weighing on my chest, my heart. And so what I did, I recently wrote him. This was a week and a half ago. And even if I never get a response, I know that at least I did something to try to bring awareness to those people who can create a positive change for you. Get enough of you who are in the same business or in the same community with this same type of interests or goals or concerns, and start knocking on their doors, your officials. Regardless what your history is, you're still a citizen, and you have new people who may not even be legal citizens, yet are being protected, their businesses, from establishments, from law enforcement. Their businesses are being protected, but not you. Start addressing those matters and start, presenting yourself in a professional way and to get action done for you. You don't want to be last. You want to be your personal first. You want to be an enterpriser. You want to be that professional. You want to be respected. All those things, that's what you want. So I present these things to you to, as I say, to reclaim your domain. Reclaim your domain. Have your space. It'll give you a sense of pride and dignity at what you do. So I know I said a lot, but really ponder these things, these suggestions that I present to you. And anyone could take these principles and apply it to their lives. And I know I want to apply some of these things to my life to improve my quality of living, just like you want to improve the quality of your life. So do these things and see what happens, and come back, comment below and let us know, hey, I implemented some of these steps. I mentioned about 10 different procedures, and again, I'm going to read them off real quickly, and it's not in the same order, but I said to know your product, to know your client, to have respect, to present a professional image, networking with others, have your own space for your business, having your own domain. Okay? I almost forgot this one. Don't badmouth your own in public. Don't do that. If you badmouth your own in public, you're trying to do commerce, and you say something like that man was saying, well, you're too old for me, blah blah blah, and yet people just saw that you was trying to do commerce and have me buy something from you, and then you're going to say that. See, so again, that's where respect comes in. If you don't respect your own, people aren't going to respect you. Okay? And let's see, number 8 is think big about yourself. Think big. Give information about the product that you're selling. Okay, so people can make an educated decision on whether to buy the product or to have that particular service done. And then last is don't take things personal. Don't take it personal when someone walks by. They could be busy. They could have something on their mind. And again, it's about their time and not yours. So again, that's where respect comes in. Respect their space. So that's a quick rundown. It's about 10 items of things to consider when you're doing commerce outside, okay? So I hope you guys like this video. You could comment below. Share this video with friends, family members. You could subscribe to my channel, Spiritjourney, and to give me the thumbs up. And again, this hashtag for this video is the professional black male enterpriser. Or you could say black woman enterpriser. Put your own label in there. But it's a hashtag that's worth hashing out. Okay? So peace and joy to you all. Bye-bye.